much pressure is he under?
I think this is the potential to provide us with the biggest story of the weekend, because United at home, away, they're the same side defensively. They're all at sea. No matter who they play, they can find a way to self-destruct. The fans are not happy. The numbers suggest he's in since he took over. It's the worst record of any Manchester United manager since the Second World War. He's yet to get back-to-back victories with one of the biggest clubs in the world, let alone England. They've given him over £200 million to spend. He's brought in half-decent players, but they look like the same Man United. And some people might watch this and say, well, there were good minutes, good moments against Brentford, against Fulham. But you're Manchester United. You're not a team of moments. You're a team of consistency and victories and intimidating the opposition. And all of that fear factor has gone from them.
Yeah. When you look at this Manchester United side, what are some of your biggest concerns?
I thought the show was only an hour. No, you know what? I think we all just want Ruben to do great, and he's such a likeable fella. And he has to sit front and centre and do all these interviews, and it's hard. It's the hardest time, I think, ever for the football club. And he's trying to implement change, but he doesn't also want to change, this formation that he's had huge success with at Sporting and in Portugal. But this league's different. This league's harder and it's more competitive, and you don't have as much of the ball. I think when you have 67% of the ball, you can get your wing-backs in different positions. Yeah. I think in this league, if you don't have comfort possession, you get hit on the counter. You saw two of the 3 goals against Manchester City. There's big space. You think about the third goal. Erling Haaland just walks in. So they have. I mean, the striker situation still got to be sorted out. The goalkeeping situation still needs to be sorted out. 2 of the most important positions. No team I've ever seen win or play on didn't have those 2, the best of the best. You look at any team across any league, any country, and Man United still haven't sorted the goalkeeper out, and Šeško's still new. So, and the midfield balance. Kobbie Mainoo's got to play, by the way. He's not going to change the formation, but I think he's got to change the personnel within that. So,
at what point, Owen, though, does he say this formation has worked for me? So that's the hill he's gonna.
He won't. He's gone on record as saying, I'm going to stick with this formation. It's this kind of, I don't know if it's ego-driven, and I want to keep this kind of respectful towards him, because when he arrived, he was charismatic. I really wanted him to win. He'd done superbly well at Sporting. But as you've been saying, Owen, the Portuguese league, with respect to it, is an inferior league to the toughest league on the planet. And you simply cannot continue with a system that isn't giving you consistency, that is leaving players out of position and uncomfortably, visibly uncomfortable, and that is leaving your goalkeeper time and again exposed.
So then my question still stands. At which point does he say he has to make a change? Can he make a change? Is he just going to see this through? What are your thoughts on that?
He's done it his way for a year.
Yeah.
And he's entitled to that because he's had amazing success. But the thing is, he's done it his way for a year and it hasn't really worked the way he envisioned. So at some point, you're going to have to adjust and go, okay, we'll play the same formation, but we got to tweak the personnel. Kobbie's not really played, Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie has to play. And then you got to find a solution around, because nobody else is better than Kobbie in there. Then Bruno Fernandes to go play as a number 10. The curious thing I find is they bought 2 fabulous players in Cunha and Mbeumo. But the 2 best players last season were Bruno Fernandes and Ahmad. And where did they play? As a 10. Didn't fix the goalkeeper, didn't fix the striker. So now Bruno's having to play as a defensive midfield player when he's the best creator in the whole division. So play Bruno as a 10, put Kobbie in there, and then maybe play Ahmad as a wing-back at left. He could do that. He could a great dribbler. He could beat people. Maybe play Mbeumo at the front. So you got Bruno and Cunha as 2 10s. To me, that works. And at least you're changing something from what you've done for a year. And it shows, okay, I might not change the formation, but I'm going to tweak the personnel. Because we all just want to see something. And right now, I don't think we've seen enough to believe that it's going to get better.
And I don't arbitrarily say that if they were to lose this one, it could be curtains for him. But if you look at the week we've just had, United have reported record revenues, over £600 million. They're out of the League Cup at the moment, so domestically they have 1 fewer trophy to compete for. They can't be too much more detached from the leaders already and be playing the way that they're playing, and him be comfortable in his job. The fans, the clamour from the fans, and people sometimes talk about the media. social media means that you're being judged in real time. And these are people with either financial or emotional investment in the club who want it to do well. But at the moment, they aren't doing anything. The stats all say that United go into this fixture with the advantage. But I cannot see a set of circumstances where Chelsea, who are looking for a statement victory after drawing last week and gifting Brentford a late goal, and then being really beaten out of sight by Bayern in midweek, they will be hungry and desperate to expose United.
I don't think you can beat Chelsea. You know, Man United are going to have two midfield players in there. They're going to have Caicedo, who's arguably one of the best in the division in that position. Then they got Enzo Fernandez, who's, you know, playing fabulous, and they got Cole Palmer. I mean, how are you supposed to? How are two guys supposed to be three top players? So somebody's going to have to drop in. And again, if I was playing in that team, I'd be thinking, guys, you've got to come help me in here. You know, I'm 3v2 against world-class players. So that's on the manager to find a structure, because if they play like they did against City, it could be tricky for them. Will
Chelsea be looking at this game and say this is the perfect one for us to bounce back?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Because the space that they'll be afforded in the wide areas, they're going to have so many. The fact that it's at Old Trafford means that there is an onus on the United players to come out and play. And that is going to leave spaces in behind for intelligent players like Cole Palmer. Actually, so many of their players.
Pedro's fabulous. Neto's in great form.
My goodness me.
Gittins. They have so many weapons,
and the pace that they're able to employ, the intelligence in terms of their distribution, and to be able to create opportunities for teammates in that forward line. Honestly, I could see this being a very, very difficult evening.
The one thing I would say, against Arsenal at home, they played really well. It's probably their best performance this season, even though they lost. So they can do it. The only thing is they're creating a lot of. They just got to score. And that's why I think playing Buemo there, he's probably the best finisher at the club at the moment. Šeško's still a young man, he's learning his trade. It's a lot of pressure on a young guy. We saw that with Martial and Rashford and Højlund. You know, you can't experiment with these things. Play the guys that are ready. Cunha and Buemo, 25, 26, 27. They're ready to go and deal with that pressure. And that's why it's such a huge game for Manchester United.
Okay, we'll be on.
In terms of the squad for tomorrow's game, how's Mason Mount, Matheus Cunha, Martinez, Dalot?
Dalot is out. Mason is in the squad. And Cunha is in the squad. Licha still out. I think that is it.
Obviously, some windows have shut around Europe since we've had a chance to speak to you. What's the situation with Tyrell Malacia now?
He's returning to the contact with teammates and the ball in the under 21, and then we will see.
We're led to believe that Sir Jim Ratcliffe was here yesterday. I mean, obviously, there's a lot going on at the club, but everybody kind of focuses on you. Could you just tell us what you spoke about with him?
New contract. He was offering me a new contract. And no, it's normal things just to show the support, explaining that is a long project. He said many times this is my first season. For me, it's not. But normal things. Spoke with him, with Omar, with Jason, just trying to see all the data around the team. So a normal meeting, and we had several. But in this moment, it's normal. People pay attention to that.
I mean, I understand you will appreciate the support, I'm sure. But you also know you do have to win matches, don't you?
That is, guys, this is football, and this is the club with more pressure maybe in the world. But we want to win. And again, I think we are. You can say whatever. And I think last year I was a lot of very critical of the way we play. I think we are playing well until the boxes, defending and attacking. We need to be more aggressive in the boxes. We need to be more clinical. The rest, I think we are improving in comparing to last year. I think we are in the better place. But again, we need to win. We lost against Arsenal and we lost against City. And here losing, especially in the beginning after last season, is a problem.
Afternoon, Ruben. You said after the City game that there are a lot of things that have happened in the last few months that we don't know about. Appreciate you might not be able to say everything, but Can you give us some context as to the type of things?
No, guys, you know more or less, and you are here for a while, and you have your sources, so you know what I was talking about. But now I'm focused on Chelsea.
I just wanted to ask you, in terms of Chelsea, the returning Alejandro Garnacho to Old Trafford, you talked about him needing a new environment when he left the club. Just wonder what conversations did you have with him to kind of conclude that would be best for him in his career?
Garnacho is not our player. I'm focusing our play. We have. I'm really happy with Mason and Cunha returning. That is my focus, and then the rest you have to talk with the Chelsea manager.
Simon. Hey, Ruben. You've had a full week with the players, so I was just wondering what you've managed to do this week and how helpful it's been to have that time with them.
We use the time to analyze the last game and to analyze the next game and to prepare different things. I think we are playing well until we reach the boxes. We need to be more clinical, and if you see the number of shots, the XG, all these things are good, but if you don't score, it doesn't matter. If you don't win games. Then, again, I said it after the last game, the way we suffer the goals, we can avoid that. We are being naive. We need to be more aggressive in order to win games. We just have to maintain to play the way we are playing, but improving on the opponent's box in our box. That was the focus of the week, especially if you play against Chelsea. That is the team that when he crosses, he has more guys inside the box. And we suffer a little bit against Fulham, and we work a lot during the week to be better on that. So it's always the same cycle, is to analyze what we did wrong in the weekend and to improve for the next weekend.
Potentially the start of some good news for Lisandro Martinez. He posted a picture this week of him running out on the grass again, and while I appreciate he's probably a little way away from coming back yet because he's been out for so long, what might that do for him, maybe mentally at least?
It's really important. When you had that injury, you have a time that you recover a lot of things really fast, and then there is a boring part that you are just, it looks like you don't go to the next step. We miss a lot Licha. Especially in this moment, we misses the aggression, how aggressive he is in everything he does. I think we miss him, but always there in every meeting, in every training. Sometimes if he finishes the training and stays there to watch the training. I think we need Licha in this team.
Two of English football's most storied clubs meet under the lights as Manchester United welcome Chelsea to Old Trafford for a pivotal Premier League encounter. This fixture carries extra significance with both sides under pressure to produce a result, and the outcome could shape the narrative of the early season. Manchester United enter this game aiming to bounce back from defeat in the Manchester derby. Reports suggest that head coach Ruben Amorim faces mounting pressure, with suggestions he has 3 games to turn results around. That journey begins with this match against Chelsea, where a strong performance could ease the tension around Old Trafford. Amorim will be encouraged by the potential return of Matheus Cunha, who was rated closest to fitness before last weekend. The manager confirmed during his pre-match press conference that a late decision will be taken on Cunha, while Mason Mount and Diogo Dalot remain doubtful. Sen Lamens could make his debut following another shaky goalkeeping display from Altay Bayindir. The Belgian's introduction could be the spark United need defensively. In midfield, Kobbie Mainoo and Casemiro are pushing hard for starts as Amorim searches for balance in a side that has been inconsistent since the opening weekend. Chelsea dealing with injuries. Chelsea's unbeaten start to the season was ended in midweek by Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Enzo Maresca's side gave a strong account of themselves, but costly mistakes were punished. Now attention returns to domestic matters, and the Blues face a 3rd consecutive tough away fixture. Injuries remain a major concern for Maresca, who will be without Levi Colwill, Liam Delap, Benoit Badiashile, Romeo Lavia and Dario Esugo. This leaves him with limited options across the back line and midfield.